switch back to football. Off season will be coming up in a couple weeks, so we wanted to make this kind of a quarterback-focused episode to start off.
Most important position in football.
Some would say. Now, there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks on this free agent market this year. Now, who aren't technically free agents, but definitely a lot of quarterbacks who could possibly be moving other places. You know, a lot of trades could be happening, and then of course the ones that are in free agency already. So let's start with the AFC. Now, these are quarterbacks that we think are controversial. Obviously, teams are not looking at them as the future fully yet. You know, we don't know their full situation.
And there's a possibility that they probably gonna be gone, or at least a
could be considered
chance.
Yeah, could be considered to be moved on. Now, the first one would be Tennessee, and we know Tannehill had that horrible performance in the playoffs. But does Tennessee stick with him?
This is what I'm gonna say about this. They have to stick with him. You know why?
Why?
Because they didn't even have Derrick Henry, and they still got the #1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have Derrick Henry, and in that game he was a little rusty, and of course he also didn't have A.J. Brown or Julio Jones.
Well, he had him
for
in the game.
For like a lot of the season.
So you think like kind of rhythm?
They didn't really get to bond together and get the rhythm with each other, like you said. Rhythm is very important.
Yeah.
If he has his whole team, maybe the Titans go a little further. But you can't really fault Ryan Tannehill, even though his performance was pretty bad on the Titans season.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree. They were a very injury-riddled team this year. In the end, there's still a lot of promise that's shown from Tannehill. Especially if, again, like you have Derrick Henry and then you can rely on that run game. Tannehill has been very successful off the play action.
Yeah.
And if you have Derrick Henry working like how he did early in the season, that's going to succeed.
Yeah.
So I agree.
I still don't think Ryan Tannehill is good, but
I think he's a solid quarterback.
He's solid, but he's not a top quarterback.
Well, he's not a top 10, obviously. But talk about one who is controversially a top 10, Derek Carr, the Las Vegas Raiders. Where does Derek Carr end up this offseason?
He's going to be on the Raiders, sadly. And this is the reason why. Josh McDaniels is apparently an offensive genius. He's going to make Hunter Renfrow an all-star, Pro Bowler. And again, but this time he's going to be the actual Pro Bowler, not a substitute. And Derek Carr is going to give us a chance to get Devontae Adams. So if we can get Devontae Adams and Derek Carr and not have to pay them $80 million combined, Derek Carr will be a Raider.
Now that's another question, the Devontae Adams situation itself. Carr will be a Raider. One thing as a non-biased person, not hating on the Raiders, which I don't, Travis just hates on my Niners, don't pay him that much. I've been hearing the rumors of how much Carr's asking price is going to be, which is $35 to $40 million a year. That's extremely a lot. And I know Derek Carr went through a lot this season, losing so many receivers, so many targets, a lot of things happening, and he's a great leader. But he has a lot of games where he makes very questionable decisions. He plays poor. That's not the type of play you want to see from a $40 million quarterback.
No, he's a great leader, but he's not a very talented quarterback.
He should not be asking for Dak Prescott, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson type money. You know what I mean? Aaron Rodgers is making that much, damn near. You know, you can't be asking for that much money, or the Raiders shouldn't be giving him that much money.
No. If he gets that, I don't know if I'm messing with the Raiders.
For a quarterback with so much controversy, that'd be a big commitment to do.
Yeah, so I would be very frustrated if Derek Carr gets paid that much and is still on the team.
But I do think he'll be a Raider. Next one. This has turned into a very interesting situation. According to rumors, it is almost a guarantee that Carson Wentz will not be a Colt after this offseason.
You know what I think about that?
What do you think?
I think Carson Wentz is going to go to a team like the Jaguars and or like the Jets, something like that. And it's going to be kind of like a Ryan Fitzpatrick situation. You know where like he's kind of trash, but he kind of know what he's doing. So let's go get a rookie to be under him and see what he does.
Well, just so you know, Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson already played their first rookie. Would they make him sit under the bench for Carson Wentz?
But what I'm saying is a team kind of like that. Now listen, there are some teams out there still, like the Steelers, like the Saints. I'm going to go with the Steelers.
You're going to go with the Steelers?
I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Okay. First thing I want to say, I might get hate for this. I don't think Carson Wentz is as bad of a quarterback as people are making him out to be. I don't. I don't think he's as bad as people are saying. When Carson Wentz throws for, let me look at the stats again, 27 touchdowns to 7 interceptions, and he throws for 3,500 yards. Now, the yardage itself, 3,000, is not a big year for a quarterback, but that touchdown to interception ratio it's good. That's a very good touchdown to interception ratio. You'd be proud of that with most quarterbacks. 27 to 7, that's solid. Also, the fact that they committed pretty much a first-round pick to him, and then they're just going to give away Carson Wentz like that.
Oh, yeah.
When there's not really that many other quarterback options out there that stand out unless you're going for like Russell Wilson.
No, he's gone though.
I don't like this move from the Colts. That's the first thing I want to say. I don't like this move. I think you could have stuck with Carson Wentz, gave him another year in that system with Michael Pittman and a couple other guys, Jonathan Taylor. I wouldn't have made this decision. But according to rumors, it's gonna happen.
So what team you got?
Where do I think he's gonna go? You took my team. I do think he's going to the Steelers.
I think it's unlikely that he goes to the Steelers at all. I think that if I was the coach, I would eat the money and release him. That's how bad I think he is. Mm-hmm. I have a bet that at least after this season, whenever his contract is up, he's a free agent, and he's not a starter ever again after his contract is up.
I would give him to the Steelers though. I think it's either gonna be Steelers or Tampa Bay, but I got the Steelers with this one.
Yeah, I doubt Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I don't see Tampa Bay doing that. Now the next one. I'm just going Baker Mayfield.
Cleveland. Think about Baker Mayfield.
Controversial. They could pick up his. I think they're gonna pick up his.
Baker Mayfield's not going anywhere. He was injured. They also have to reconstruct his roster. He doesn't have talent anymore. All right, he has Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, but Jarvis Landry as a receiver. And he's getting older, and he already wasn't that amazing. Peoples-Jones shows promise, but they still need to find other targets. They need to get somebody that's really going to
be that true number one.
Yeah, so you can't really blame Baker. Yes, he didn't have a connection with Odell Beckham, but Odell Beckham now has Matthew Stafford, and he's on a winning organization.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm willing to give Baker time to see truly if it's that he was bad, because he had a good season the other year.
Yeah.
If he's truly just bad. Or how much those injuries were lingering on, because that's hard to have a shoulder injury as a quarterback. Even though it wasn't the throwing shoulder, you still crank it, as well as having apparently all these like knee and hip things where he's sore, banged up, he's bruised.
Yeah.
It's hard to play like that. So let's see a fully healthy Baker. Now this one, we know he's not gone, but the contract situation for Lamar brings interest. And I just want to ask you this question, a little off topic. Do you pay Lamar Jackson the big dollar bills?
How many dollars are we talking about?
Let's probably say a guy like Lamar Jackson is going to ask for Deshaun Watson, Josh Allen type money, $40 million.
No.
You want to give Lamar Jackson $40 million?
Hell no. You know why? Lamar Jackson isn't like the other quarterbacks where they can literally just sit in the pocket and just throw the ball. Lamar Jackson is not a pocket passer. Mm-hmm. He's not going to, it sounds sad to say, but Lamar Jackson is not going to be in the league as long as these other quarterbacks.
Because you think he's going to...
Because his legs are going to run out. Mm-hmm. Now, it's not to say anything bad about Lamar Jackson, but he's not as talented as a thrower as these other QBs are. Mm-hmm. These other QBs like Tom Brady, who have knowledge as a big thing and are talented throwing, they can last a lot longer. Lamar Jackson isn't going to last that long.
I'm going to heavily disagree with you there.
Heavily contested.
Damn it, dude, I was about to say that. But I'm gonna disagree with you because I think we've seen it year and year, and he's just progressed and has progressed his passing ability. He's continued to progress. Of course, now longevity, that's a whole other question. That is a whole other question. But in terms of an extension for 4 years, he has 4 years on him. I still think he has 5 years.
4 years.
Remember, he's still under 25.
Yep.
This dude is extremely young, you know? And sure, will he get banged up to where he can't run the same? Of course. But what happened to Michael Vick when that happened? We saw Michael Vick on the Eagles become a very good passer because he had to rely on them more. And Lamar Jackson is starting at a much younger age, and he's starting to develop a lot very quickly. I wouldn't say quicker than Vick, because Vick actually had a very solid arm in the Falcons, but he's developing just as quick as Michael Vick, right?
So,
as a passer. I I would give him the money because in
$40 million though.
Yes, dude. He's an MVP. I feel like people forget that. I feel like people forget that Lamar Jackson was, first of all, an MVP, unanimous MVP, rightfully so. And the fact that he had this Ravens team, who we talked about from the beginning, was banged up and injured. Really, most of it, they really didn't have a shot this year.
They almost
They were 8-3 at one point, dude.
Yep.
They were the 1 seed at one point. They beat many good teams this season.
Who was the team that they shut out? It was I can't remember what the team was. I think it was one of the top teams. It was like the Cardinals, or it was all I know is Marlon Humphrey had somebody on lockdown, and the Ravens just.
Either way, I mean, Lamar Jackson has to be given credit for what this Ravens team. Oh, the Chargers. Well,
it was the Chargers.
They shut down Justin Herbert and the Chargers.
Yeah.
But Lamar Jackson has been given credit for a lot of games that he this year especially more than others. I saw a lot of game-winning drives, comeback drives that Lamar Jackson had to make. Drives that we would kind of rule the Ravens out of because early on in his career, it had to be Ravens had a lead or they were dead in the water, which is what happened in the divisional round. They couldn't really mount a comeback because Lamar Jackson wasn't a passer like that. They came back against the Colts. They came back against the Vikings. He had a game-time drive against the Steelers. You know, he had a lot of these great drives. He had an incredible throw to Sammy Watkins against the Lions. And I know the interceptions looked a little off, the decision-making, but that could be shored up. That's, in the end, he has the stuff that you can't teach. That's athleticism. That's that running ability. That's that skill. Speed. But what you can teach is throwing mechanics, which he's already improved on year after year. You can also teach reading, play reading, being able to deliver quickly. That's what I saw. I saw a lot of his throws that were interceptions. I saw him taking a little more risk. Remember Peyton Manning in his 5th year had 20-something interceptions. 28, I believe. In his 5th year. This is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Lamar Jackson had 12 interceptions this year, and everyone looks at it like it was one of the worst seasons of all time. You know what I mean? Like it was an awful season for Lamar Jackson. What I saw for Lamar Jackson with a lot of these interceptions was him trying something new, which is trying to throw timing, trying to throw off the break, and when you do that, it's going to mess up now and then. I would give him the money.
So you're going to give Lamar Jackson $40 million?
I would. But I also have to agree to your point of the fact that I wouldn't try to settle in for too long of a contract because unless he changes the way that he needs to slide more, unless he changes the way he takes those hits, and maybe they build a better O-line around him, he will run out. His career will run out a lot shorter than others.
But there's no way that the Ravens allow Lamar Jackson to go to another team.
No, they won't let him go to it. Either he's getting franchise tagged or they're going to give him a big contract. But we just wanted to see I wanted to discuss what the situation with the contract was. Let's move on. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh man, we just had some big news.
Big one. What's the news?
He had this little Instagram post,
mm-hmm.
and the Instagram post is
very
interesting. So obviously, I didn't know this. I didn't know that he was married to the Divergent girl, or about to get married to her.
Yeah, engaged.
Yeah, I did not know that.
I don't know.
Shailene Woodley.
Yeah, Shailene Woodley.
So he talked
about. Games is better.
He talks about Shailene Woodley, and how much he thanked her for their relationship.
Yeah.
And then he starts thanking the Packers players and the staff.
And some of his best friends, Bakhtiari and Randall
Cobb. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, why are you saying thank you to them? He didn't do that every other year.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, he's already saying, it seemed like a goodbye letter.
Did you think so?
I thought of it as a goodbye letter. Because why is he saying all this? Mm-hmm. He should have just said something about Shailene if that's what it was about.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to confirm to you that Aaron Rodgers...
Oh, according to your sources, huh?
According to my sources.
Who are your sources, Travis?
My brain.
Oh.
And Aaron Rodgers is not going to be a Packer.
Okay.
He's not going to be a Bronco.
No. So you're saying...
He's retired.
He's retiring.
Aaron Rodgers will no longer be in the NFL, and the Packers will now be in rebuild mode.
I would say this. This might seem a little crazy. I think there's a higher chance of Rodgers retiring than him coming back to the Packers. The reason why I say this is, Rodgers has to think about this. First of all, there's still disputes with Rodgers in that top organization. Obviously, they don't get along. I know this season, obviously Rodgers I think he gets along with LaFleur and that coaching staff and the players. It's the front office and management that he, and he has a right to be, with the way they've kind of helped him in his career later in his years. But, I don't see him staying with the Packers despite of how good of relationships he has with the coaches and the players. Not so much because of the front office, but because of the Packers' future. They are down $40 million
their salary
in the
cap
cap.
is pretty bad.
They have to get rid of players. They have to cut some contracts. The Darius Smith probably gone.
Yes, Jair Alexander,
Campbell,
Aaron Jones. Somebody got to go.
Exactly. They can't pay Devondre Campbell, who was one of their best linebackers this season. Devontae Adams, who knows if they can even afford him with the contract Adams is going to be asking for. Adams is going to be asking for near $30 million. If Adams isn't there,
Aaron Rodgers,
there's no way Aaron Rodgers is going back to Green Bay because he's really going to be left with nothing. The Lizard, Alan Lazard,
Robert Tonyan.
Isn't MVS Marquez Valdez-Scantling is a free agent this year too?
Yeah,
that's his other receiver that he's grown a good relationship with, has had a lot of praise for. He might not even be a Packer. So I see him more as either Rodgers is retiring or he's going to the Broncos. I see him going to the Broncos. I see the Broncos trying to make a move for him like that. I can see them giving up some of their assets to win it now type mentality. And I see Rodgers liking to go to Denver because they have a future.
Yeah.
They have a possibility to compete. I don't see him staying with Green Bay because this future is very up in the air right now. So I will have to say that either he retires like Travis, according to Travis's sources, or he's going to be a Denver Bronco, according to my sources.
Yeah,
That's
he
what
went on the Pat McAfee show today and said there was like 130,000 people watching because everybody knows he's going to announce it on the Pat McAfee show.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't say anything. He was like, yeah, guys, not
my
today.
decision. Yeah, not my decision.
So I don't think we're going to find out about Aaron Rodgers until after we find out what happens with Devontae Adams.
Mm-hmm.
So if Devontae Adams is on the Packers, maybe he comes back.
And maybe he's even talking to Devontae Adams. So maybe Rodgers does make the first move, but then that shows where Devontae Adams' mind is at too as well.
Yeah. So
but the Packers have a lot to figure out for their future in figuring out that cap situation. Because they can't keep the same team that should have been the favorites to win the Super Bowl.
It would help them if Aaron Rodgers did retire.
It would save a lot of cap space for them.
Yeah. So.
But we'll see. Now, this is interesting because this situation really developed like so quickly. Kyler Murray, with the Instagram post, and the weird way of all this.
I don't understand this stuff. Like the Arizona Cardinals changed their Instagram page to just Kyler Murray.
Why is this happening? Why would Kyler Murray be unhappy with Arizona? I mean, they've given him a lot, to be honest. So besides the coaching.
From my understanding, the front office, like the owners and the GMs, they're like disgusted with the Arizona Cardinals because of their performance against the Rams.
Yeah.
In that game, they got demolished. Yeah, the scoreboard might not show.
No, they were handled. They were definitely handled.
They were literally, they couldn't do anything.
They couldn't do anything. They couldn't.
And the Rams were just chilling the entire game. So if I'm the leader of that organization, I'm looking at you guys like, you know how much talent is on this team?
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, D-Hop, he wasn't in the game, but he's still on the team.
He's still on the
Christian Kirk, AJ Green, who was one time a top 3 receiver.
He actually had solid season this year besides that Packers play, whatever that happened there.
Yeah.
But either way, it's a solid roster. Again, my problem with the Cardinals has always been coaching, but I don't see where this dispute could come from. I saw this coming. Like, at least the Cardinals lost to the Rams. The way they were going downhill in the season, I don't know what the expectations, obviously with the way the Cardinals started early in the season. It was Super Bowl at first. They're the top team in the NFL. And then you saw it happen where it slimmed down. I don't know where Kyler Murray can be the guy to blame for this when I see one suspect, Cliff Kingsbury. And maybe this is Kyler Murray's way of trying to get Kingsbury out. I don't know. But it's a weird situation. Either way, does Kyler Murray end up as a Cardinal at the end of this offseason?
He's going to be a Cardinal. He's not leaving.
No.
That's not going to happen. Kyler Murray is a generational talent.
Mm-hmm.
He truly is. Yes, his throwing is okay, I guess.
Again, that can improve.
That can improve. I think that he has shown that he has a lot of potential.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's quicker than Lamar Jackson. Faster?
Definitely quicker. Definitely.
Faster, I don't know. But he's extremely elusive.
Like that pocket.
He literally looks like a little mouse just running around.
Yeah. Yeah, like him and Russell Wilson are the same in the style of how
He's
elusive they
faster than
are in
Russell
the
Wilson,
pocket.
too.
How elusive they are in the pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would agree. I think he does stay a Cardinal. I want to see how the situation plays out, but I don't see the Cardinals at all moving away from him.
There's no way that happens.
There's no way. Impossible. Next one, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo has already stated, and the Niners have stated, that he is not a 49er anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no question that he's a Niner. That's not happening.
No.
Now, the biggest thing is, how much do the Niners get for Jimmy Garoppolo? Because you know that they want to get rid of him, which demotes the value.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the performance that he just had in the last game, which wasn't that bad.
Until the end.
But it showed that he doesn't have that dog.
Well, it shows why the Niners still are okay with moving on from him.
Because he didn't come through when he needed to.
Yep.
And he doesn't always do that.
Yeah. So, first of all, the Niners get back a lot of cash. That's the first thing I want to mention.
He did have a big contract about 4 years ago.
Saves us some cap space to possibly keep guys and maybe even make some moves at some guys, but who knows about that part. Either way, I see the Niners getting a second, either 2/3 or a third and a fourth type thing, or a second.
Yeah, there's no way to get a first, though.
No, they don't. I don't see them getting a first. Unless the team is really dumb, which there are a couple. Speaking of dumb teams, this is the team I see them going to.
The dumb. I already know who your team is.
The Commanders.
The Commanders.
The Commanders. The Washington Commanders.
I got a bold one.
Okay.
It's kind of bold here. I think Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to go to a team like the football team, the Commanders, the Redskins, whatever you want to call them. But I think he wants to go to a team that's already kind of established, where he can...
That is the thing. You have to take in the factor that he wants to also go to a team that has a chance of winning. They're working together, the Niners are trying to give Garoppolo the best situation.
This isn't just like, Jimmy, we're just throwing you something.
But remember, he has a no-trade clause, so the Niners do have the possibility of doing him dirty if the Commanders do offer the best offer. Do give up the best offer.
So this is what it is. I think he's going to the Buccaneers.
That's my second choice.
Yeah, the reason why I say that is because they already have a team established. They just need another guy to come in and do close to what Brady did, and they're going to be successful. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, the Bucs have to figure some things out.
Yep.
Because their roster is starting to blow up in their face. And
they got cap issues too.
Easily, there's Allen Robinson. There's still, maybe you get Chris Godwin back, maybe. There's DJ Chark. There's some receivers you can get.
Mike Evans that you can work with, yeah.
So, we just got to wait and see what happens, but my bet, it's kind of bold, I'm going to say the Bucs.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. Remember though, I think the Commanders are actually a solid roster. They feel like, in their organization, they feel like they're a quarterback away from really doing something. First of all, the defense did not show up this year, but I do think maybe next year Chase Young obviously is going to have a bounce back year, I believe. But the biggest thing is I think there's still talent offensively with Curtis Samuel if he's going to stay on the Commanders, and then Terry McLaurin's the big one. That's a big number one receiver right there. That's possibly, arguably, with a good quarterback, could be a top 10 receiver in the league.
The biggest thing about the football team is they only got one.
Whoa!
Sorry,
the football team,
the Commanders. They only have one team to worry about in that division. That's the Cowboys. Eagles? No.
Fluke. It was a fluke. You're not going back.
Literally, they don't really have to be that major to make the playoffs.
You know what? I have to disagree because my one team that I'm always going to beat.
Oh, man.
The Giants. The Giants are good. They're going to be good this year with Brian Dabble. Still, though, I think Washington can make a move for him. Speaking of another quarterback, now this is an interesting one. Kirk Cousins of Minnesota.
So this is the thing with Kirk Cousins. I already know this. Justin Jefferson can't say it, but you've seen in clips that he hates Kirk Cousins.
He does. He frustrates him.
Because Justin Jefferson used to have Joe Burrow throwing him the ball. And now you got Kirk Cousins, who's trash. I don't care what anybody says. Kirk Cousins is trash.
Yep.
Can we admit that?
No, I wouldn't admit that. I won't say he's trash. I'll say he's
a bottom 10 quarterback.
No. See, that's enough. That's enough.
That's enough.
Okay. Kirk Cousins is not worse than this season Trevor Lawrence, Davis Mills, Zach Wilson, Drew Lock, Baker Mayfield, Tua Tagovailoa, Carson Wentz. He's better than Carson Wentz. He's better than whoever Pittsburgh has. Mason Rudolph, Ben Roethlisberger, whoever. He's better than Mac Jones.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
No,
Stop
he's
it. Stop it.
He's
Stop
not
it.
better
Stop
than
it.
Mac
Stop it.
Jones.
He's not. He's better than Jalen Hurts. That's 10
No, he's
already
not.
that I've listed.
He's not better than Jalen Hurts.
Stop it, bro. That's enough. Taylor Heineke, he's better than Taylor Heineke. He's better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
No,
You gonna argue? Oh, dude. You're just a...
he has talent on his team. Mac Jones
You're
does
full
not nearly the
hater,
amount of
bro.
talent
You're
that Justin
full
Jefferson.
hater, bro.
Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson.
Dude, he's better than Sam Darnold. He's better than Daniel Jones.
Sam
he's better
Darnold.
than, better than Jared. So he's not a bottom 10 quarterback.
Bottom 15.
That's not even, no. He's top 15.
No, that's cap.
He is top 15.
But
Either
Kirk
way.
Cousins isn't going to go anywhere because the Vikings don't really have much options.
Okay.
They really don't. But Kirk Cousins is trash, so see how that goes.
This is where my bold prediction comes in. The Vikings trade Kirk Cousins to Carolina. He goes to the Panthers. They add a veteran quarterback there to kind of work with DJ Jones. What the heck? DJ Moore, and the receiving core that they have there in Carolina.
So the Panthers are giving that first round pick?
No.
Pick?
Second, third. The thing is, the Vikings are okay with that because they're going to be the ones to trade 3 first-round picks to get Deshaun Watson and make themselves competitive. Do I sound crazy when I say that if the Vikings make a move that the Vikings, the team that feels like they can win now, make that move for Deshaun Watson?
Deshaun Watson on the Vikings is hideous.
How's it hideous?
Deshaun
You give Deshaun Watson Justin Jefferson? That's the best quarterback receiver duo arguably in the league.
No.
Right there already.
No. Deshaun Watson is not playing for the Vikings.
Bro.
I'll tell you that right
Yes, he is. That's the one. That's the biggest move in all season that's happened.
I think Deshaun Watson goes to the football team, the Commanders.
Oh no, dude.
That's
he has a
what
no
I mean.
trade clause, bro. He wants to go to a team that
Minnesota?
That's way better than the Commanders. You're telling me he goes to the Commanders over...
I would way rather go to the Commanders than Minnesota.
No, I would go to Minnesota right now.
Nobody wants to live in Minnesota. No one would choose to go there.
Dude, and you want to live in Washington, D.C.?
The Commanders.
Oh my god. No. Nope.
Maybe he even goes to the Eagles and Jalen Hurts ends up somewhere. I don't know.
We'll see. There could be, teams could make that move as well, like Carolina possibly, but I think Minnesota is the one that makes that move. And they're the ones that appeal to Watson because a guy like Jefferson's there, a guy like Adam Thielen is there, Dalvin Cook as the running back. That offense has talent with Watson being there in the backfield that can complete it all.
Defense ain't got no talent.
No, doesn't matter when you got... Oh, actually, it does matter, of course. But I don't think the defense is as horrible.
I mean, it's not terrible, but they don't really got any big names.
It's better than the Texans, bro. And the offense could be a firepower. That's the thing.
I don't know what the Texans are going to do.
Last person, Russell Wilson. This is an interesting one. Do you believe these talks that Wilson could be gone and done?
Yeah, completely believe it.
You completely believe it. Where do you think he's going?
This is what I think. The Seahawks have been having weird conversations about blowing up their roster. Why? Kind of interesting to me. Like Bobby Wagner, they're talking about trading away Bobby Wagner. Those are small rumors. Then there's possibilities of maybe Tyler Lockett or DK going.
That would be dumb because DK should be kind of one of the bigger pieces of your future.
It's very... I don't understand it. Now, the thing with Russell Wilson, he's kind of in the same boat as Aaron Rodgers. A little bit different, though.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers hasn't been getting the receiving help. The Seahawks have not helped protect Russell Wilson.
For years
They're letting
now.
him die. Yep. They literally say, oh yeah, Russell.
So much so where he wanted to make, I need to be in this room, I need to be with the GMs talking about who we can get for alignment. And they just...
Be quiet. Quiet.
Sorry.
Little boy. Anyways.
You're just a player.
Yeah, you're literally 5'11". Stop talking. Anyways. Russell Wilson doesn't have an O-lineman that is even close to making a Pro Bowl or being in the top 100. Anything like that.
Nope.
Not one.
Nope.
When's the last time he had one? Dwayne Brown?
Way back when.
Yeah, so Russell Wilson, I believe he sits out.
Oh, wow. You think he sits? Dude, come on. Really?
I believe he sits out. Now, this is what I think. I think he's going to demand a trade, and the Seahawks don't do it. And he's going to be similar to Deshaun Watson, even though he doesn't have any charges or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to Le'Veon Bell. And Russell Wilson doesn't play. And maybe we'll see how it goes next season. But I don't think Russell Wilson will ever play in the Seahawks jersey ever again.
Okay, I'm gonna disagree. I don't believe these rumors as much. First of all, they're finally gonna start getting the first round picks after that 2 that they spent on Jamal Adams.
Terrible.
How worth it was that? They get a first round pick. I do think they draft a lineman, and I don't think they blow it up. I don't see why they would blow it up. Really, like you said, it doesn't make sense. So I don't see it happening. I don't see them getting rid of Bobby Wagner. They're gonna keep Pete Carroll. He's not going anywhere. They wouldn't keep Pete Carroll and then get rid of Wilson. I don't see that. I see those two. I don't see those two things happening.
Be together forever.
That type of thing. They have to be. They're kind of a pair. So I see Wilson sticking with the Seahawks, and I see them trying to still have to fight to win, or still try to win this division and everything, and still make an effort. Because when the Seattle needs to realize is when you have Russell Wilson, you always have a chance.
You always do.
And I think Seattle knows that. So I don't think I see Wilson going anywhere. But it's just interesting that it's in question in the first place.
Yeah. He doesn't seem as focused into the season, and I just feel like Russell is kind of over the Seahawks organization. So
we'll see.